You're watching Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.
What's going on? Welcome on into another amazing episode of Scorching and Swearing. I'm your host, Brandon Swear, and up tonight I have the pleasure of checking out a sauce here from Steves Snaketuary. So we're going to be checking out the polyvalent Anti-venom. I probably mispronounced that, so pardon me if I did. But as always, I like to, of course, first and foremost, not read the ingredients ahead of time. I like to let my taste buds do the exploration, as well as, really breaking things down in a different perspective. I don't do a 1 out of 10 scale. I do 1 out of 5. And that's really based off of 5 different categories. Those categories are heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, burn. Add those up, average them out. That gives us our total swear word rating. So without further ado, let's go ahead and give this one a good shake and take a look at what we got going on here. It's in a nice plastic bottle. This is a 8-ounce bottle, so nice hearty helping of sauce here. No 5-ounce woozies going on. So that part's nice. You get another 3 ounces of hot sauce to enjoy. This is the Anti-venom. This is also supposed to be the hottest sauce that Steves Snaketuary offers. So, excited to jump on into it. But all in all, great visual appeal, great visual pop, nice, telling tale of the Anti-venom, what you would expect the logo to look like on there. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and open this one on up. Tinfoil looking seal, like a nice little food seal on there. Get all that goodness back in the bottle. Don't want to lose any of that. All right. Oh my goodness. Beautiful aroma right off the bat. The second you pop it open, you get that great overall just aromatic pop. You get a little bit of peppers, some nice savory body. It smells like maybe a little bit of garlic going on. Some citrus. Maybe some kind of like an allspice or something going on in there, but oh my goodness, amazing look, amazing overall just aroma from that. But let's go and give this one a good pour here. So yes, for all those keeping track, it has the safety seal. As you take off the lid, you can pull the tab and you're good to go. Nice wide mouth opening here on this hot sauce, so easy flow, plus you have the squeeze of the plastic, so liking that. Let's get a nice hearty tablespoon as always. Medium consistency, very strong hold. That's a nice hearty tablespoon right there. Same great aroma that you're getting straight from the bottle. Nice overall, looks like little bits in there for the texture aspect. So not a completely smooth, but it does have a nice hold, still has a nice flow. I imagine you set this on a nice hot plate of food. This is going to perfectly dissipate into what you're eating. So cheers. Oh my goodness. Right off the bat, savory, a little bit of sweet, bright, overall spice note that kind of comes forward. Mostly from like a cinnamon or something of that nature, like a spice like that, like a dry spice. That kind of brings forward a more complex note to that savory body that's going on in there. I want to say that maybe is a little bit of onion and garlic towards the finish, but there is a resounding rolling note of very true, like a more curry note, curry-esque undertone to this beautiful sauce. Right off the bat, that first initial flash of heat radiates all around the front of the mouth, the lips, the gums, the tongue, and it really kind of has latched on more towards the top of the roof of the mouth for that part. And then as the burn really starts to come in, what you're noticing is it's going more from the roof of the mouth to the back of the throat, really starting to, settle a little bit into the path of the throat / upper chest. So it's a much more deep burn, definitely indicative of a nice Superhot in this mix for that. A little bit of a stinging in the mouth. Interesting enough there. I wonder if there is a little bit of like a habanero or something going on in this, but that deep main focus of the burn is still more in that throat, chest, back of the throat area. So all in all, phenomenal stuff. Feeling a little bit of a a tickle on the nose, no eyes watering or anything of that nature. But phenomenal sauce, one that if you're just starting out, probably not the safest one for you. He has other great options there, so check those on out. But the Anti-Venom here is going to be geared towards those that are constantly working on your own personal best. You're pushing yourself. You're trying to find, that nice balance of flavor and discomfort, and where that starts to have a heavy trade-off. This is going to be an absolute go-to to grab. Phenomenal stuff there. Very versatile in the sense that you could use it on just about anything, except for I probably wouldn't be utilizing this on desserts. No worries, no harm, no foul there. Not really geared towards that, so not a big problem. But all in all, phenomenal stuff. Let's do this. Let's go and read some ingredients here. So for the polyvalent anti-venom, we have ingredients of vinegar, tomato sauce, scorpion pepper mash, lemon juice, thyme, tamarind concentrate, mustard powder, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. That's interesting. The mustard and the tamarind are done in such a great way that tamarind might be that sweetness that I'm initially picking up, that kind of savory, sweet complexity right up at the front. So that could easily be that. The other thing being the mustard has to definitely be in there as a means of like a binding, if you will, of flavors. Not so much in the sense of like the consistency of the sauce, but more in the sense of like unifying certain flavors, mellowing them out. Because once again, not something that I strongly picked up being that mustard seed, but ultimately, or that mustard powder, but ultimately it definitely brings these flavors together in a more harmonious way. Phenomenal stuff there, Steve. Also, it's pretty cool to see that Irish Spike's unique hot sauces is the one that's bottled and helped create this. So, absolutely awesome to see those working together for a great cause. If you would like to pick up your own bottle, I will have the direct link down below for this, as well as link to the main site so you can check out the full lineup of amazing hot sauces from Steves Snaketuary, as well as great information on how to educate yourself about snakes that may be in your area, or it might be one that you encounter on a trip. So great way to get plugged in there. I'm Brandon Swear from Everything from the World of Hot. This has been Scorching and Swearing.
This has been Scorching and Swearing with your host, Brandon Swear.